everyone, it's me, Roscoe McGillicuddy. I am so excited to be doing a kind of different video this time. I've been wanting to do a video like this for a long time. As of right now, there are 32,080 of you. I don't even know where you people come from, but I'm glad you're here. When I started this channel, I didn't think it was going to amount to very much of anything. It's been a wild, wild ride, but I appreciate all of you, all 32,080 of you. I would love to tell you thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the kind comments. Thank you for all the support. Within a year, I fully expect we'll be pushing about 100,000. So thank you. Tell a friend. We're going to create a name for the fan base on my channel, and this name actually came from one of my comments, my recent comments from somebody named Donna Bryan, who says that we should establish the nickname for my fans as the Crazy Llamas. Okay, you guys are now Crazy Llamas. Hashtag Crazy Llamas if you want. Hashtag Crazy Llama Nation, whatever. Get the word out, but that is how it's going to be addressed from here forward. So congratulations. You're crazy and you're llamas and you're crazy llamas. So thank you again for being a fan and for being a crazy llama. Another thing I wanted to do was to answer a bunch of the questions that I get a lot. And I try to answer all of the comments, but it's not so easy all the time. We'll get started right into it. First and foremost, I get a lot of questions about what software I use to make my YouTube poops. Well, in the beginning, I was using a very, very old version of Adobe Premiere Pro. It was still great, but it was so old that it didn't want to put the videos out in the right resolution. So eventually I was able to upgrade through help from a friend in the YouTube poop community, and I'm now using Vegas Pro version 16. Very, very recent program. It has a lot more capabilities. It's a lot faster. Now, as you can see with some of the newer videos, there's a lot more different kind of stuff going on. It makes for a better video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Another question that I get a lot is when I made one of my first videos called Peppa Breaks the Computer, I used a music segment that everybody asks, what is that? What is that? What is that? And we'll play it here now.
Mummy?
Or what that music is, rather, is that is from the Kill Bill soundtrack, and it's called the Ironside Siren. There's going to be a link in the description of this video so that you can go see it from the source. I do not recommend watching Kill Bill if you're a kid. I'm just going to put that out there, but that is where the music comes from, and I get asked that a lot, so there you go. I get the question every now and then, will I follow you on TikTok? Nope. So one of the biggest questions that I get a lot, obviously because my channel has been very successful, they might say, you know, hey, I'm gonna start doing YouTube poops too. How do I get to be successful? And there's a lot to it. So if you're gonna start your own YouTube poop channel, awesome. I'm gonna give you a few little pointers to how to grow your channel. The first thing I would say is you gotta be unique. Okay, there are a lot of YouTube poopers out there, and they each have their own different styles. Some of them are awesome, some of them not so much. That's just my opinion. What I think is awesome, the next person might think is crap. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna make videos, just be you. You have free reign, it's your channel. Another thing to do is to study other YouTube poopers. You got to watch a lot of YouTube poops. As you watch a lot of YouTube poopers, what you're going to see is you're going to see some really good YouTube poops, and you're going to see some very poor ones. When you're watching and you see some good ones and you're laughing to the point where you're about to throw up, say, okay, what did they do right? You know, and take notes. And then when you see one that just doesn't get you, make a mental note of what they did wrong. You know, learn from that too. If you learn from those people's mistakes and learn from the good people's successes, then you're going to have a good formula for success yourself. Do not copy people. You need to study their styles, see what works, see what doesn't, but do not copy anybody. You got to be yourself, and you have to kind of learn what works from other people. Another thing that I see a lot of YouTube poopers do, and this just totally makes me click the button to stop watching the video, is downtime, dead air. For example, when I make Peppa Pig YouTube poops, I try to put in some kind of at least a visual or an audio gag at least every 7 to 10 seconds. If you leave your viewers waiting for something funny, they're not going to wait too long. Their attention span is obscenely low. That's one of the reasons why I started doing my trademark thing where you see one character and then it shoots to the next character and then it shoots to the first character and they have like more eyes or an eye falls off. There's this back and forth where there's just different visual stuff. It keeps your people engaged and you have to do that. I've seen a lot of YouTube poops where, like Peppa Pig YouTube poops, where the whole intro is just the Peppa Pig intro. Nothing's changed. At that point, you're thinking, am I watching a YouTube poop or am I watching just an episode of Peppa Pig? You're going to lose a lot of viewers unless you're constantly keeping them from clicking to the next video. Engaging your viewers goes even farther than just keeping them in your video. You also should engage them in the comments too. I read every comment. Overall, I want to know what you guys are thinking because you guys are going to tell me if you like what I'm doing or not. And if you don't like what I'm doing, I'm going to change it up. Without you, I'm nothing. So go through your comments if you get them and answer them, like them, and if somebody asks you a question, answer it. Tell people thank you. If they give you a compliment, tell them thank you. That goes a long way. If you build a relationship with the people who are watching you, they're going to appreciate you and they're going to keep coming back for more. And when you make your own videos, you have to make your own kind of trademarks. Like I mentioned before, mine include the back and forth. I've also have a lot of eyeballs falling off of characters and just some kind of recurring gags. That way people are going to kind of they're going to know what to expect when they watch your videos, and that helps them feel more comfortable and to stay on your videos longer. And along those lines, I got a question recently from one of my viewers asking how I do the effect where I make one of the characters' eyes fall off. It's kind of tricky, but I'm going to give you a little tutorial here and I'm going to walk you through it. And if you have any questions about it, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. But this is kind of a behind the scenes little thing, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here we are in Vegas Pro, and as you can see, I have my editor going here and I have a single track. And this happens to be a segment from the Peppa Pig episode that I did in my most recent video about ambulances. So in this, I'm going to play the little clip that I'm going to use here, and then I'll explain what I'm going to do. But
always look where you're going.
Dr. Brown Bear is about to take a tumble. He's going to fall down the hill. And he's going to go through some briars. Now that's all we need for this. But what I'm really interested in is right here, where Peppa is saying that he's falling down the hill. Okay, so I'm going to take this segment right here. I want to make her eye here fall from this frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze this frame by going over one frame, and I'm going to just splice it right here. And I want it to fall off when she's like this. So the way that I do this in Vegas Pro is I need to freeze this frame, this segment here that I've created. And the way that you do this, come on now. The way you do this is you select this little guy right here, the freeze frame at cursor. Boom. So now when you play this segment, it's not very long yet. I want to elongate it here. So now when you play this segment, the sound is going to continue, but Peppa's frozen. See that? So I'm going to get rid of the sound because we don't need that. Boom. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to get rid of everything before it and everything after. So now what I'm left with is just this one little segment of, and it's frozen, of Peppa pointing and going, ooh, right? So I'm going to extend this out just a little bit. Now, the way that I make her eyeball fall off is kind of complicated. I have to copy this twice, actually. So I'm going to insert a video track up above, and I'm going to insert another video track. And we're going to work from the bottom up here. So this is the bottom one. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it and drag it right over top. So now what I have is basically two of the same clip playing at the same time. Since they're identical, you're only going to see the same thing as before. But we do need to do something different with this one right here on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a segment of the pink from her face in the size of it, or in a shape of a circle in the size of her eye. So we are going to cover up the eye that we want to fall off. And the way we do this is we go into this clip here and we click mask. And I'm going to choose the circle tool, and I'm going to choose a segment that looks just about as big as her eye, maybe a little bigger. And then I'm going to go into the position, and I'm going to drag it. And you can see up here in the upper right hand corner, you can see that there's this little pink thing. You see that? It's going over the wolf, it's going over the elephant, and that is going to be the segment that we use to put right over Peppa's eye. So now Peppa has one eye, which is funny enough as it is. But so we're in good shape. So as you can see, if we play this video now, Peppa only has one eye. Interesting. But we do need to add that eye back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pink masking layer here, and I'm going to make it invisible. So now we can see her eye again. That's on this segment here. So I'm going to take this segment again. I'm going to copy and paste it again. I'm going to paste it up here. And then when I go into this segment, I'm going to click mask again, and I'm going to take the circle tool, and I'm going to take her eye, just like that. I might try to make sure it's good and centered there. Okay, that looks good. And I want to make sure I didn't get any of the border of her face there. Okay, so now what we have is the original cartoon, the pink mask, and the new eye. When I take the pink mask and make it visible again, nothing will change because we have that eye there. So now when we play the clip, everything is the same as it was before. But now we need to make that eye move. So we're going to go into, what I did here was I went into the top, which is just the eye, and I'm going to go into that segment, and I'm going to take the position, and I'm going to take it, it's going to start where it is, and I'm going to create a little keyframe here, and at that point I'm going to make that eye, you see it, whoop, I'm changing the size by accident. Let me undo that. So now I'm going to make that eye go down, just like that. So now when we play the clip, there goes her eye. Now obviously that's falling really slowly and everything, but you can change the speed of it by taking this keyframe and moving it a lot closer to the original. And so now when we take it from the beginning and click play, boom, there goes her eye. And of course, when that eye falls off the screen, you can add a little squish sound effect or something like that, like I do. One thing that I do is I actually make the eye, I try to make the eye fall slowly at first and then quickly. And the way I do that is I take a couple of keyframes, and here we go. Yeah, it's not going to behave itself, is it? So there you go. That way, this is how I go in and I make something like an eyeball fall off of Peppa Pig, just like that. And I would add a squish sound or something like that. But that's just one of the many things that I do when I make YouTube poops. And I could do that with Candy Cat up here, Wendy Wolf, is it Emily Elephant, and Freddie Fox. The mole would be a little tricky because of the glasses, but I have done that before. You just have to get in the middle there. But yeah, there's a lot of tricks, and hopefully this will kind of open you up to maybe some creativity that you might be able to come up with. It'd be interesting to see what you do. But yeah, so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I know it's been a little bit longer than normal, but hopefully it's been fun and beneficial. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you next time. Take care.